Ladies and gentlemen, let's start with a simple idea. We often mistake loudness for leadership. We assume that the person who speaks the most, the person who takes up the most space, is the one in control. But if we take a closer look at history, at boardrooms, at communities, we'll see something surprising. Quiet women dominate. Now, that might sound counterintuitive at first, but let me explain. We tend to think of dominance as something loud, commands, speeches, orders, but true dominance, true influence, doesn't come from how much noise you make. It comes from how much impact you create. Leadership is often associated with those who speak the loudest, take up the most space, and command attention with their words. Many assume that to lead effectively, one must be the most vocal person in the room, constantly asserting opinions and driving conversations. But true leadership is not about volume, it is about impact. The ability to create meaningful change, influence others, and inspire action does not come from how often one speaks, but from the depth of what is said and done. Some of the most powerful and influential leaders in history were not the loudest voices in the room, but they were the ones who commanded the most respect. Their leadership was not defined by how much they talked, but by how much they mattered. The same principle applies to quiet women who dominate in leadership, business, and everyday life. Their strength does not come from overpowering others, but from their ability to create real, lasting influence. While society often equates confidence with extroversion, confidence is not about being the loudest. It is about being certain of one's value and direction. A quiet woman who knows her worth and moves with intention is far more powerful than someone who merely talks the most. The impact of quiet women is seen in the way they approach leadership. Instead of trying to be the center of attention, they focus on making meaningful contributions. They do not waste words, they use them with purpose. They do not demand respect, they earn it through their actions. People listen to them not because they dominate conversations, but because they bring insight and clarity. When they speak, it is because they have something important to say, and their words carry weight. Leadership is not about how many words one speaks, but about how those words shape decisions, inspire change, and build trust. Quiet women understand this better than most. They recognize that true influence does not come from constant talking, but from deep understanding and thoughtful action. In a world where many people speak without listening, quiet leaders stand out because they do the opposite. They take in information, analyze situations carefully, and respond with intelligence and strategy. One of the reasons quiet women dominate is their ability to listen. Many people are so focused on making their point that they miss what is happening around them. Quiet women, on the other hand, take the time to absorb details, understand emotions, and recognize patterns. This gives them a significant advantage in decision-making, problem-solving, and relationship building. When people feel heard, they feel valued, and when they feel valued, they are more likely to trust and follow the person who made them feel that way. Beyond listening, quiet women also lead through their ability to remain composed under pressure. When challenges arise, they do not react impulsively, they respond thoughtfully. While others may rush to speak or act without thinking, they take a step back, analyze the situation, and make choices that are based on logic and intuition rather than urgency and noise. This measured approach allows them to navigate difficult situations with confidence and clarity, making them highly effective leaders. Their dominance is also rooted in their authenticity. They do not feel the need to put on a performance or pretend to be someone they are not. They lead with self-awareness, knowing that their strength comes not from how much they assert themselves, but from how deeply they connect with others. Their confidence is quiet but powerful, built on integrity and wisdom rather than volume and force. In a world filled with distractions, opinions, and noise, true leadership is about bringing clarity and wisdom. Quiet women dominate not because they are the loudest, but because they are the most impactful. They shape the world not by demanding attention, but by commanding respect. Their leadership is not about overpowering others, but about influencing them in ways that truly matter. This is the kind of leadership that endures. Listening is often overlooked as a leadership skill, yet it is one of the most powerful tools a person can possess. While many people associate leadership with speaking, commanding attention, and taking charge, true leadership comes from understanding. Quiet women in particular have mastered the art of deep listening, giving them an extraordinary ability to lead, influence, and dominate in their fields. Many people listen to respond. They wait for their turn to speak, crafting their reply in their minds while the other person is still talking. But quiet women listen to understand. They pay attention to words, tone, body language, and unspoken emotions. This level of listening allows them to gain insights that others miss. They recognize the deeper needs and concerns of those around them, which helps them navigate situations with intelligence and empathy. Deep listening builds trust. When someone feels truly heard, they feel valued. People are naturally drawn to those who listen to them without interruption or judgment. In leadership, this is a powerful advantage. Employees, teams, and colleagues feel more comfortable sharing ideas and concerns with a leader who genuinely listens. When people feel heard, they are more likely to follow, support, and respect the person who made them feel that way. Quiet women dominate because they create environments where people feel safe, understood, and motivated. Listening also allows quiet women to make better decisions. Because they take in more information than those who are always talking, they have a more complete understanding of situations. They observe dynamics, assess emotions, and gather facts before speaking or acting. This ability to process information thoroughly before responding makes their leadership style incredibly effective. Instead of making rash decisions, they make well-informed, thoughtful choices that benefit both individuals and organizations. Beyond decision-making, deep listening enhances problem-solving. Many conflicts arise from misunderstandings, miscommunication, or people feeling ignored. Quiet women excel at resolving conflicts because they listen to all sides carefully. They do not jump to conclusions or take sides impulsively. Instead, they consider different perspectives and find solutions that address the root causes of the problem. Their ability to listen deeply makes them natural mediators and problem solvers, strengthening their influence in both personal and professional settings. Another key reason why quiet women dominate is that listening allows them to understand unspoken power dynamics. In any environment, whether in business, social settings, or family structures, there are always hidden currents of influence. People reveal more through what they do not say than through what they do say. A quiet woman who listens intently picks up on these subtle cues. She notices the relationships between people, the underlying motivations behind words, and the real issues beneath the surface. This ability to read a room gives her a strategic advantage. She knows when to speak, when to act, and when to hold back. Listening also makes quiet women more persuasive. While many assume that persuasion requires loud, charismatic speeches, true persuasion comes from making others feel understood. When people feel that their concerns are acknowledged, they become more open to hearing new ideas. Quiet women use this to their advantage by framing their arguments in ways that resonate with others. They do not force their opinions onto people. Instead, they guide conversations with insight and understanding, making their influence far more effective. Perhaps the most powerful aspect of deep listening is that it allows quiet women to lead with empathy. Empathy is not just about understanding others' emotions, it is about making them feel seen and valued. By listening with full attention, quiet women show others that their voices matter. This creates stronger relationships, deeper connections, and more loyalty from those around them. In a world filled with noise, those who listen stand out. Quiet women dominate not because they demand attention, but because they give it. They build trust, gather insight, solve problems, and influence others simply by listening in a way that most people do not, and that is why they hold so much power. But in leadership, there is a clear distinction between reacting and responding. Many people react impulsively, speaking or acting without fully considering the consequences. Their emotions take control, and they often make decisions based on immediate circumstances rather than long-term strategy. In contrast, quiet women excel at responding rather than reacting. They take in information, analyze the situation, and choose their words and actions with intention. This ability to act strategically instead of impulsively is one of the key reasons they dominate in leadership, relationships, and personal growth. A reaction is immediate and often emotional. It is driven by external pressure, stress, or the need to prove something. A response, however, is thoughtful and measured. It is based on careful observation and an understanding of the bigger picture. Quiet women recognize the power of patience and intentionality. Instead of rushing into decisions or conversations, they take a step back, assess the details, and choose a course of action that aligns with their goals. This strategic approach is particularly evident in professional settings. In meetings, for example, many people feel the urge to speak quickly to assert dominance or prove their expertise. Quiet women, on the other hand, do not rush to contribute for the sake of being heard. Instead, they listen carefully to the discussion, analyze the arguments being made, and wait for the right moment to speak. When they do, their words carry weight because they are based on deep thought rather than a need for attention. This makes their contributions more impactful and respected by those around them. The ability to respond rather than react is also crucial in conflict resolution. When faced with disagreement, many people react defensively or aggressively, escalating the situation. Quiet women, however, approach conflicts with a sense of control. They do not allow emotions to dictate their responses. Instead, they take time to understand the other person's perspective, process their thoughts, and respond in a way that de-escalates tension rather than fueling it. This ability to maintain composure and provide thoughtful solutions makes them highly effective leaders, mediators, and problem solvers. Another reason quiet women dominate is that they conserve their energy for what truly matters. Reactive people waste energy on unnecessary battles, responding to every criticism or engaging in every argument. Quiet women, however, choose their battles wisely. They do not waste time on things that do not serve their larger purpose. Instead, they focus on what is truly important, ensuring that their actions align with their long-term vision. This ability to prioritize and act strategically sets them apart from those who get caught up in distractions. Their strategic nature also extends to personal relationships. Instead of reacting emotionally to challenges or misunderstandings, they take time to reflect and respond thoughtfully. This makes their relationships more stable and meaningful. People appreciate their ability to communicate with depth and clarity rather than emotional volatility. Their responses are not dictated by fleeting emotions, but by a genuine desire to understand and connect. This level of intentionality strengthens their influence in both personal and professional spaces. Quiet women also understand the power of silence. Many people feel uncomfortable with silence and rush to fill it with words. But silence can be a powerful tool. It allows for deeper thinking, gives space for others to express themselves, and creates an aura of authority. A quiet woman who pauses before speaking commands more attention than someone who talks without purpose. People lean in when she speaks because they know that what she says is deliberate and meaningful. In a world that often rewards quick reactions, the ability to respond with patience, wisdom, and intention is a rare skill. Quiet women dominate not because they speak the loudest or act the fastest, but because they move with strategy. Their decisions are thoughtful, their words are impactful, and their actions are intentional. This gives them an undeniable edge in leadership, relationships, and life. Trust is one of the most valuable currencies in leadership, yet it cannot be demanded, it must be earned. While many believe that authority comes from being the loudest or the most dominant presence in a room, true influence comes from being reliable, consistent, and thoughtful. Quiet women understand this at a deep level, which is why they are so effective in leadership and personal relationships. They do not try to force trust through intimidation or constant assertion. Instead, they build it through their actions, their words, and their ability to connect with others in an authentic way. One of the key reasons quiet women earn trust so easily is their ability to listen with intention. Most people listen with the goal of responding, eager to make their point or defend their position. Quiet women, however, listen to understand. They make the person speaking feel heard, valued, and respected. This creates a deep sense of trust because people feel safe opening up to them. When someone knows they are truly being listened to, they are more likely to trust the person who is listening. Beyond listening, quiet women are also highly selective with their words. They do not speak just for the sake of speaking. When they do speak, their words carry weight because they have taken the time to consider their message carefully. This builds trust because people know that when a quiet woman gives advice, shares an opinion, or makes a decision, it has been carefully thought out. They are not reckless with their words, nor do they make empty promises. Their consistency in saying what they mean and meaning what they say makes them incredibly reliable. Trust is also built through consistency, and quiet women excel in this area. They do not engage in unnecessary drama or change their stance impulsively. Their measured and thoughtful approach to decision-making allows others to rely on them, whether in business, friendships, or personal relationships. People are drawn to those they can depend on. A quiet woman's ability to remain calm under pressure, act with integrity, and stay true to her values makes her someone others want to follow. Another reason quiet women are so trusted is their discretion. In a world where people often speak too freely and share too much, quiet women understand the value of privacy and confidentiality. They do not spread gossip or betray confidences. This makes them the kind of leaders and friends that people turn to when they need guidance, support, or someone they can trust with sensitive information. They do not feel the need to prove their influence by exposing others. Instead, they build their influence by protecting and respecting the trust placed in them. Trust is also a result of authenticity. Many people feel the need to perform in order to gain approval, altering their personality to fit different situations. Quiet women, however, do not rely on performance. They are comfortable with who they are and do not feel the need to pretend. This genuine nature makes them incredibly trustworthy. People feel comfortable around those who are real and honest rather than those who constantly seek validation. In addition to authenticity, quiet women are also highly self-aware. They understand their strengths and weaknesses and do not overpromise or exaggerate their abilities. This level of honesty further strengthens trust because people know they are dealing with someone who is truthful about what they can and cannot do. They take responsibility for their actions, admit when they are wrong, and do not blame others when things go wrong. This kind of accountability makes them respected leaders. Finally, trust is built over time, and quiet women play the long game. They do not seek immediate validation, but instead focus on consistently showing up as reliable and thoughtful individuals. Over time, this consistency creates an unshakable foundation of trust that allows them to dominate in leadership, influence, and relationships. In a world where trust is often broken, those who cultivate it with care and integrity stand out. Quiet women dominate because they create environments where people feel safe, valued, and understood. Their ability to build trust through listening, authenticity, discretion, and consistency makes them some of the most powerful and influential leaders, even without raising their voices. Handling challenges effectively is one of the most defining traits of great leaders. While many people react to problems with stress, panic, or impulsive decision-making, quiet women take a different approach. Their ability to remain composed, analyze situations carefully, and respond strategically makes them highly effective in leadership, problem solving, and personal growth. Rather than allowing challenges to overwhelm them, they navigate difficulties with patience, intelligence, and resilience. This ability to manage adversity is one of the key reasons they dominate in various aspects of life. One of the biggest advantages quiet women have is their ability to stay calm under pressure. When chaos surrounds them, they do not react emotionally or make hasty decisions. Instead, they take a step back, observe the situation, and process their thoughts before taking action. This level of self-control prevents them from making mistakes that arise from fear or frustration. Their steady presence reassures those around them, making them natural leaders in times of crisis. Quiet women also excel at handling challenges because they think before they act. Many people rush to make decisions without fully considering the consequences. In contrast, quiet women analyze situations carefully, looking at problems from multiple perspectives. They gather information, assess possible outcomes, and make well-informed choices. This thoughtful approach allows them to find solutions that are both effective and sustainable. Because of this, they are often the ones people turn to when difficult decisions need to be made. Their strength in facing challenges also comes from their ability to listen. When problems arise, many people focus on defending themselves or proving their point. Quiet women, however, take the time to listen to different perspectives. This allows them to gain valuable insights, understand the root cause of the issue, and find solutions that address the real problem rather than just the surface symptoms. By listening first, they avoid unnecessary conflict and create a path toward resolution. Another reason quiet women handle challenges so well is their patience. Many people want instant solutions, which often leads to rushed and ineffective decisions. Quiet women understand that real solutions take time. They are willing to wait, observe, and act when the moment is right. This patience allows them to avoid making choices they might regret later. Instead of forcing a solution, they allow things to unfold in a way that leads to the best possible outcome. Resilience is another key factor in how quiet women navigate difficulties. Life is full of setbacks, but instead of dwelling on failure, they see challenges as opportunities for growth. They do not allow obstacles to break their confidence or discourage them from moving forward. Instead, they learn from every experience and use it to become stronger. This mindset allows them to keep pushing forward even in the face of adversity. Their ability to stay composed, analyze situations, and respond wisely also makes them highly effective at conflict resolution. Whether in the workplace, family, or friendships, conflicts are inevitable. While many people react emotionally, making situations worse, Quiet women approach conflicts with logic and understanding. They do not escalate tensions. Instead, they seek to find common ground and create solutions that benefit everyone involved. This makes them respected mediators and trusted leaders. Another reason quiet women are so effective in handling challenges is that they are not driven by ego. Many people struggle with difficulties because they are too focused on proving themselves or protecting their pride. Quiet women, on the other hand, prioritize solving the problem rather than defending their personal image. They do not waste energy on unnecessary arguments or trying to appear right. Their focus is always on moving forward and finding the best solution. Adaptability is another trait that helps them overcome challenges. They understand that change is inevitable, and instead of resisting it, they embrace it. When faced with unexpected difficulties, they adjust their approach, learn new skills, and find creative solutions. Their ability to remain flexible and open-minded allows them to thrive in uncertain situations. Quiet women dominate not because they avoid challenges, but because they handle them with intelligence, patience, and resilience. They stay calm, think critically, listen deeply, and make thoughtful decisions. Their ability to navigate difficulties with grace and wisdom makes them powerful leaders, problem solvers, and role models in every aspect of life. In a world that often rewards loud voices and constant self-promotion, quiet women command respect in a different way. They do not seek attention for the sake of it, nor do they feel the need to dominate conversations to prove their worth. Instead, they carry themselves with a quiet confidence that draws people in naturally. Their self-assurance does not come from external validation, but from an inner strength that makes them truly powerful. This quiet confidence is one of the most defining traits of successful women, allowing them to influence, lead, and dominate in their respective fields without relying on traditional forms of authority. Quiet confidence is different from arrogance. Arrogance seeks to overpower, while confidence radiates security. Quiet women do not need to announce their strengths or seek approval from others. They know who they are, what they are capable of, and what they stand for. This self-awareness gives them a sense of stability that makes others naturally trust and respect them. People are drawn to their calm, composed demeanor, sensing that they are dealing with someone who is in control of herself and her surroundings. One of the key reasons quiet confidence is so powerful is that it creates an aura of mystery. When someone is always talking about their achievements or trying to prove their worth, their presence can become predictable or even exhausting. But when a quiet woman carries herself with confidence, people become curious about her. They wonder what she is thinking, what she knows, and what she is capable of. This intrigue gives her a unique kind of power, one that is based not on noise, but on presence. Another reason quiet confidence is so effective is that it allows quiet women to lead with impact. Many people believe that leadership requires an outspoken, dominant personality, but some of the most respected leaders in history have been those who spoke less and listened more. When a quiet woman finally speaks, people listen. They know that her words are intentional and carry meaning. She does not speak for the sake of being heard. She speaks to contribute value. Because of this, her words hold more weight than those who talk constantly without purpose. Quiet confidence also makes women resilient. When people are overly concerned with external validation, they become vulnerable to criticism and self-doubt. But quiet women do not depend on others to affirm their worth. Their confidence comes from within, allowing them to withstand setbacks and challenges without losing their sense of self. They do not let failures define them, nor do they let the opinions of others dictate their actions. This inner stability allows them to navigate difficult situations with grace and strength. Another powerful aspect of quiet confidence is that it fosters deep respect from others. People respect those who carry themselves with dignity and do not seek approval at every turn. When a quiet woman walks into a room with confidence, without the need to prove herself, people take notice. Her calm demeanor, self-assurance, and strong presence make her stand out without having to say a word. Others admire her ability to remain composed under pressure and trust in her decisions. This confidence also extends to relationships. Quiet women do not feel the need to change themselves to fit in or seek validation from others. They value genuine connections over surface-level interactions. Because they do not rely on external validation, they attract people who respect and appreciate them for who they truly are. They set boundaries, choose their relationships wisely, and do not settle for less than they deserve. Quiet confidence is not about being passive, it is about being intentional. Quiet women do not allow fear or doubt to control them. They take action when it matters, make decisions with certainty, and stand firm in their beliefs. Their strength lies not in how loudly they speak, but in how firmly they stand. In a society that often confuses loudness with leadership, quiet women dominate by proving that real power comes from within. Their ability to lead with presence, resilience, and authenticity makes them some of the most influential and respected individuals in any environment. They do not need to shout to be heard. Their quiet confidence speaks for itself.